As usual, movies that don't perform very well go to digital rather quickly. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is now going to digital on the 29th of this month. Not shocked, because this movie lost Lucasfilm and Disney a ton of money. A lot of money, actually. I think it only made about $300 million at the box office. That's a disaster, because the movie needed to make a lot more than that. That's just the budget. And it's not even half of the budget, to be honest, because when you spend almost $300 million on a movie, you have to remember the marketing is going to be up there. Also, theaters take like half of the box office take. So this movie, I don't even know how much money it lost Disney, but they lost, I would say, at least a couple $100 million off of this. So, too bad. And it's not just Indiana Jones. There's a whole bunch of Lucasfilm movies and streaming shows that have lost the company money. Here's another one. Remember Willow? Well, now they're saying that Willow cost Lucasfilm about $100 million. $100 million in the hole. They're going to try to get tax write-offs for it, at least, by taking it off of the streaming service. You'll probably never see this on Disney Plus again. I think if you do some kind of... It's kind of similar to what Warner has done by taking shit off of Max, HBO Max, whatever you want to call it. They're getting some kind of tax break. They're doing the same thing with this. So I don't know if you can even put it back on the platform with how that works. Maybe in a few years or something. I don't know. All I know is it's lost a shitload of money, and it comes from the brilliant mind of Kathleen Kennedy. Well, now it looks like all of these losses are finally starting to add up. This is what even got me to want to talk about this garbage company, Lucasfilm, a dead subject because they refuse to change. I don't know how the hell Kathleen Kennedy has kept her job as long as she has. But somehow she gets to stay. Maybe she knows where bodies are buried. I think that's the big theory out there, because it just doesn't make any sense. Because everything that Lucasfilm has released, other than Rogue One and The Force Awakens, has either been super controversial among the fan base, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, a lot of other stuff, or they've lost money in the property. Just crashed on ratings, which is quite a bit of the material that they've put out. So now they're closing an animation studio that they've had for 2 decades. It's been around 2 decades. It's the studio that made Clone Wars. Remember that little cartoon? Popular. They're losing their jobs now because Lucasfilm is a dump. Got to cut costs somewhere. Get rid of this studio. So they'll just outsource now instead of doing animation here. Lucasfilm is closing its Singapore visual effects and animation studio after 2 decades, potentially leading to around 300 layoffs. Lucasfilm's Industrial Light and Magic VFX and animation studio opened in the nation around 2004 to work on Star Wars: The Clone Wars. The team moved into the Sandcrawler building, which also houses Disney's offices for Southeast Asia, in 2013, and that building was acquired by the Blackstone Group 8 years ago. A Disney spokesperson told local outlet CNA that ILM, that's Industrial Light and Magic, will be consolidating its global footprint and winding down its Singapore studio due to economic factors affecting the industry. So they're closing a studio around they've had for 2 decades. Been around 20 years. Got to go. I wonder why that is. It's probably because Lucasfilm has done nothing but lose money for the past 4 or 5 years. They've completely dropped the ball. I don't know how anybody can defend them at this point. But maybe we're all wrong. Maybe we're all crazy because for some reason, Kathleen Kennedy is still working there. And I don't care how many rumors come out, they're never going to fire her. If they were ever going to fire her, they would have done it before the earnings call that Disney just had this week. Was it this? It was last week. I'm sorry. The earnings call was last week. They would have fired her then. They're not going to fire her now. And it's funny, all the oh yeah, after Indiana Jones, she's going to be fired. Nope. She will never be fired. She will leave when she wants to leave. And sorry, even if she is fired or leaves, things aren't going to get better. She will pick her successor, and her successor will stay in that spot for a long time as well. This move will impact around 300 staffers, and Disney and ILM will give employees as much notice as possible and offer opportunities to relocate to one of the company's growing studios, along with hosting a local job fair with companies identified as having a need for talent and similar skills. Hey, you can have a job in our office on the other side of the world. Want to move to America? I know you live in Singapore. It's probably not a bad idea to get out of there. I don't know. I've never been to Singapore, so I don't know. But, I mean, that's not a very realistic option, I'm sure, for all of them. Like, oh, yeah, it's up and leave and go there. Oh, well, on the second case, well, we're going to offer you a local job fair. Cool. I'm glad I gave you 20 years of my life. So they're closing this down. I'm surprised this is it. I would say look for more closings from Lucasfilm. I bet you that they're going to shrink Lucasfilm because they can't get any other property other than Star Wars to go anywhere. They've tried to mine everything at this point, and the only thing that they can even remotely get anyone to watch is Star Wars. Nobody wants to watch Willow. Nobody wants to watch Old Man Harrison Ford. Damn well nobody wants to watch Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Indiana Jones. So, going to shrink Lucasfilm maybe. Probably should shrink it down because nothing out of there is going to make money. Stop spending hundreds of millions of dollars on a streaming show too, by the way. That's another reason you're in so much shit. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Do you think something is going down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.